So, what is a paradox? Now, paradox is a very complicated word. Some people say in simple way, paradox means a statement or an idea that doesn't make sense, that is opposed to common sense. The word para, P-A-R-A, composed of two words, para and doxa. Para can mean paranoia, that means contradiction of something that is not so acceptable. Para can also mean parallel. So in many sense, it is a parallel, two ideas that is parallel but yet contradictory. And when we talk about the cross, the Jews required a sign. Paul says, the Greeks seek after wisdom, but the message of the cross is sheer silliness to the people headed for destruction. And to extrapolate it, but we preach Christ crucified. To the Jews, a stumbling block, an anti-climax, because they were expecting a deliverer who will come like a king to overthrow the Roman Empire. But here we have a savior that ended up on the cross. So to the Jews, a stumbling block, an anti-climax, and to the Greek, to the Gentiles, foolishness, totally nonsense. So when we talk about the cross is not just an article of wood, although just now we mentioned a little bit about the history of crucifixion. It's not just an article of wood. When Christians refer to the cross, we are talking about the crucifixion. We are talking about the atonement of sin. We are talking about taking up the cross and following Jesus Christ in good times and in bad times, through tribulation or through triumph. So 2,000 years ago, the paradox on the surface is actually about this symbol of the cross. But actually beneath what the plain eye can see, beneath the whole thing about this cross sign, they are actually deeper spiritual truth that seems to be paradoxical, which actually we are going to run through, which will help us to understand, and in fact, I pray will inspire us. The paradox of the cross: Jesus was born in the flesh that we may be born of the Spirit. For Jesus Christ to be born in the flesh, he has to come into human history. And from the book of Philippians, we have that wonderful theology of the kenosis, the emptying of Jesus Christ. It is not easy. Sometimes I like to watch some Netflix movie or things like that, and I like to watch those action movies. Some of these movies talk about the President of America. He will have a special aeroplane, I think. I don't know. They call Air Force One. And he may have a special helicopter, I think, something, don't know what name they call it. And for the president to leave the White House to go for to visit another city, or for the president to leave the White House to go to another country, a lot of security details had to be sorted out. A lot of security details had to be sorted out. Can you imagine the King of Kings, Jesus Christ, the Son of God? He's leaving his heavenly place to come down into humanity, human history, the kind of security details. But there were no security details actually. But behind it, there are a lot of things that should help us that it's good for us to understand that he emptied his glory, he emptied his power in order to come as a Christ child in a manger. He wasn't born in a posh hospital. He went to a stable because there was no room. And he did all this. He was born in the flesh so that we may be born of the Spirit. And there is a parallel here. What Christ gave up, we sort of inherited on the other hand. We are born of the Spirit.